Hi folks, it's Scott here again from the Canadian Retail Solutions Business Consulting team. Today I wanted to chat with you about not being afraid of your financials. And I'm not talking about being afraid of, looking at the bottom line of financials and seeing whether you're profitable or not. It's always something that, we get a little bit of anxiety over. What I'm really talking about is embracing your financial reports from QuickBooks or Sage or whatever system that you work with, not being afraid to dive into them on a regular basis. So many retailers that I work with see their financials as kind of a once a year thing. See their financials to some extent as a report on their year, and it's really not what their intention is when these reports are made. They're made for you to be able to act upon and to respond to and to be strategic about, on a month to month, if not weekly basis. First of all, one of the things I'd really encourage you when I say don't be afraid of your financials is to look at your financials. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about your income statement. Your income statement or your profit and loss, whatever it may be termed as. Very simple report that outlines the revenue that your business is making, the cost of goods that you're taking in that period of time, and then your expenses. Expenses, both variable expenses, the expenses that will vary with sales, and your fixed expenses, the things like rent and managerial expenses and things like that are just going to sit every month on your income statement. And the important part of this is to be able to do things like look at it as early in the new month as you can to reflect on the previous month. I would say to you that looking at your financials within the first week of the new month is a great goal to have, because you still have time to respond to things that may have occurred. What good is a report unless you can actually make change from it and be able to, kind of improve your business? And if we're only looking at it once a year, looking back at the past, there's very little we can do about that. The other thing I'd say with your financials as well, with that income statement, is put a comparative column, very easy to do in QuickBooks or Sage or whatever you might work with, a comparative column from last year. Because, we'll talk about benchmarks and understanding, what percentage of your revenue all of these expenses should be. And you can certainly talk to the people at Canadian Retail Solutions and our consulting team about benchmarks and to help guide you in that way. But a very good benchmark for yourself straight away is just to see what you spent on those areas of expense or cost of goods, or what revenue we're making last year compared to this year as well. So, there's a lot of variables there, but at least you can get a very quick look at, where you were and where you are now, to give you some of the flags that you might need to go and talk to your team and be able to respond to those as well. So really, not being afraid of those expenses is about looking at them, learning, understanding, asking people. Certainly talk to us. We could, direct you in a lot of different ways when it comes to financials, but just to be, to use them as a tool, the tool that they're designed for to improve your business. I hope this is helpful, folks. Have a great day.